This is one of our offerings that we have through our ProSafe or through our ProManage division, which is our online backup solution. This solution is just a software-based application that sits on your PC, your servers, your notebooks. It's ideal for road warriors. I don't know if you have any, has anybody got any traveling road warriors out there that store information on their desktops? Do they back their information up? They're supposed to. Do they? You doubt it? I'm guilty. Well, actually, I don't have to worry about it anymore because I got the ProSafe on mine. But this is ideal for that type of application, and it works very well in small businesses as well too, where they don't have a tremendous amount of data that they can push up through the internet. Because recovery time is very quick, and it's automated. It's an automated backup. Because there's some really key statistics that come out with this. 60% of the businesses that lose their data are going to be shut down within 6 months after disaster. So if they don't have a way to recover that data, I don't know if somebody doesn't send me a bill for services they did or utilities that they provided, I'm probably not going to pay for it because it's just one of those things unless you get the bill in the mail. It's interesting enough, you find that the loan documents that you get today, I just refinanced my home a little while ago, they put a clause in there and says that even if you don't get an invoice from us or a monthly statement, you still have to pay us back. It's like, what's up with that? But additionally as well too, that with that, there's over 140,000 hard drives that fail per week. So when you line that up with that, and then the fact that your recovery, if say a hard drive did fail, you could be paying up to $7,500 to get a hard drive repaired or recovered with still no guarantee that you're going to get that data back. And if you could pay a small monthly fee just to have that data automatically pushed off through the internet for that you can get recoverage back, that cost is priceless. With a lot of the businesses, everybody buys insurance for their business, whether it be their building, their cars, things of that nature. But there's not an insurance policy for their data in a lot of cases. Either they're doing it via tape, where 77% of the people out there that actually don't ever check their backups, so they have no idea if they're any good. And those that do, I think the number is 34% of the companies fail to even test their backups, where 77% of those found when they did actually test them that their backups weren't good. So, and we see that quite a bit in our industry that, unfortunately, if they're not a managed services client where they're doing their own thing, that their backups, unfortunately, are our worst nightmare for them, because whenever they got that server failure and we have to go in to recover data, then we find out that tape number 1 doesn't work. Can you go get me the next one? Tape number 2 doesn't work. And it gets really scary for our engineers at that point, because now they got the boss of the company breathing down their neck. So, if we can get any of our clients over to a managed backup solution or an online backup solution, the better off everybody would be. Moving on to some of our larger environments, we have our private cloud storage. We have our NOC facilities in Sydney there. We have SAN arrays there, located there, as well as in Lima here, provided through the Time Warner Fiber network, that we can replicate the data between those two. But what we're offering through our hosted backup solutions, and this one is for the virtualized environments, where we're using the Veeam software to actually replicate to our facilities, and then once it's at our facilities, we can replicate it off-site. The key part about this solution here is this is going to be your disaster recovery solution, because the way that we're replicating this data to our facilities, we can have you up and running in minutes. It's just a matter of us clicking on the play button on the VMware side and say, spin this VM up. And we have your data, and in some cases we have a client that's replicating every 2 hours now, so they're looking at about a 2-hour window of data loss in their environment. The other solution we have is, because not everybody's completely virtualized yet, and they still have some legacy servers out there, whether by choice or not by choice or just by budget. We can also do the hybrid environments where you can back up your VMs, your virtual machines, as well as your legacy servers that are still running on physical hardware, we can push that data off-site. The only issue with this one is I don't have a way to spin you up quickly. We can get you up, but it's going to take us a little while. Might take us a day or two, whereas I can do a few minutes on the other side. The other part is the other one. What we do with our clients as well too is quarterly we have come in here and test them. Say, come in here, let's spin these up, make sure the data is accurate, make sure it's valid, make sure there's no corruption, and you give it an actual real test because we can do that in an environment, and it's a quick process. You know, it's an hour process, and everybody's good. Everybody's life is good. So you don't have to go far away to get private cloud services. We are offering that services in our facilities as well too, whereas we're providing the data center for you, accessible through the cloud. We currently have a few customers and our clients online, as well as co-location clients where we just provide them the internet, the cooling, the power. But we have, within our data center, we have a Liebert True Online battery backup. We're a big Liebert shop. We've had great success with them over the years. It's a great product. The support's awesome, and it does a fantastic job protecting our equipment. We have a natural gas standby generator. We have redundant network connections built throughout with Cisco. Redundant servers, we're running Cisco servers in our environment. We're using VMware as our virtualization method, and we're licensed. We're a VMware service provider, so we're actually licensed to be able to do the fault tolerance. So if you have a really critical application that you can't spare any data loss, we can run fault tolerance with those servers as well too. So you're running 2 instances of that at any given time of that application on separate hardware, and as well as high availability. So the iSCSI SANs, redundant SANs, the network RAID. All of our data is then replicated off-site to our data center here in Lima. And we also have Time Warner feeding our services with internet circuits. We have 100 meg direct internet access coming in, backed up by other carriers. And it's all controlled, environmentally controlled with Liebert as well too. And then whereas our ProManage group comes in there as well too, is we're monitoring that systems 24/7, 365. So those systems are constantly maintained to make sure they're up and running. Another common application for the hosted services is Zixmail, and this is, they have a number of different offerings, but if you're a company that's a hospital, St. Rita's or Lima Memorial, yeah, you can afford to put the Zix gateway in where it's an appliance where they're encrypting all your traffic before it leaves. But if you're a car dealership, small doctor's office, lawyer, you don't have $10,000 to put into an appliance to encrypt your email. But on the same token, you can't afford not to encrypt your email if it's got sensitive information in it. I think, Nick, you guys use the Zixmail out there at Superior Federal. They have actually use the Zixmail, the desktop version, because there's only about 10 people within the organization that really need to send information outside the environment. And then additionally as well too, they have the portal, so clients can actually go out to their website, which is actually Zixmail's website, to send them a confidential information in, whether it be their account numbers, all that good stuff that you don't want outside the network. So you're touching base with meeting that regulatory compliance. So that's another thing where cloud's going to come into play. Is like I got to be compliant with GLBA, or I got to be compliant with HIPAA. How do I do that without breaking the bank? And that's where utility computing really comes into play. Is like I can hire that service out to be done. It gives me the same thing, gets me protected without breaking the bank.